Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card is messages of encouragement from your spirit guides. So if you've been feeling a little lost, or you feel like you need a pick me up, or you just like to hear any guidance from your spirit guides, that's what we're going to be doing in this reading. So we have 3 piles for you guys to choose from. The first pile is the citrine crystal. The second pile is the angelite. And the third pile is the snowflake obsidian. So see which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box. So see which crystal you're drawn to, and I will see you guys at your timestamp. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So today we are taking a look at what messages of encouragement do your spirit guides have for you right now. You guys chose the citrine and I'm going to pop that up here. Now before I grab tarot, straight away when I tapped into the collective of you guys, it was funny. I've never really seen energy come through in this way, but sometimes I'll see an aura or a color that really represents that collective. And when I was tapping into your energies, I was almost being shown it. Oh, how do I explain this? It was like kind of like lines, but they were kind of curled in your energy, and they were green, so it was like heart chakra energy swirling around you. And when I was asking what that was, I was being told that your energy is transmuting and shifting right now, and that timelines are pretty much shifting for you right now because of work that you would have been doing or that just would have been releasing coming up. There's an energy coming through like representing forgiveness of people, or there's an energy where you may find over the next couple of weeks, especially towards this like end of the year, if you're watching this in the future, maybe over the next couple of months, that there's a lot of resolutes happening. There's a lot of full circle moments happening. You're realizing why things went a certain way. You may be feeling lighter over situations. You may feel that you want to forgive certain people, not in the sense of like, oh, come back in my life, but just maybe establishing a new kind of relationship with people now that you have different boundaries, or maybe even just being able to within yourself not hold on to that pain anymore and be able to forgive, because I feel like you've been doing inner work, you've been feeling these emotions, and there's a very big shake up and shift happening in your energy that's going to be happening. And that could seem a little bit weird right now. You may be thinking that you've been maybe going 10 steps back because something's been coming up and that was painful, but I'm being told that it's because that was coming up for a resolute, because there's a lot of resolutes happening for you guys, pile number 1, at the moment. It's funny, your energy is kind of, there's just like lots of flickers of light, and it's in a good way. I hope you know that. It's I'm being told there's a new dawn approaching, you know what I mean? And you may find that people that you may have had to let go in your old phase, maybe because you were healing, you're able to establish a new relationship with them now, with this new version of you that, you know, has these boundaries, and be able to you know, I'm being shown you going into a new phase and just having this level of respect being demanded, and having this level of like, I know who I am, so if you're coming into my life, it's on my terms, so let's, and I mean that in the sense of, if you want some of my energy, you need to kind of like think to my terms. I hope that's making sense. Like there's a lot of shifting, and it feels very powerful, pile number 1. It's an empowerment state, you know what I mean? It feels like a triumph. So let's get in and see what your spirit guides have to say. So pile number 1, please, spirit guides, pile number 1. What messages of encouragement do you have for my citrine pile? We have the Ace of Wands, okay? Pile number 1, please, spirit guides, pile number 1. Messages of encouragement for my pile 1s. We have the Devil, okay? Pile number 1, what is the messages? We have the Queen of Swords, okay? I'm gonna pull one more card. Pile number 1, what messages of encouragement? That card's just dropped on the floor. Let me grab it. We have the Sun. Okay, let me show you guys the back of the deck. What have we got at the back of the deck? We have the Ace of Cups at the back of the deck. Wow, okay. Okay, pile number one. So you guys have the Ace of Wands, the Devil, the Queen of Swords, and the Sun. Now, what I'm being told here with the Ace of Wands and the Devil for a second, you know, like I was saying, you guys have really been doing that inner work. That's why this energy of like shifting has been happening. You guys have really been looking at your demons. You guys have really been looking at your darkness, and I feel like you've been transmuting it. You've been choosing to feel these negative emotions, these low vibrational emotions, these, you know, pains, so that you can release them and alchemize them. Because I don't know if anyone's ever told you, pile number one, but your spirit guides are coming through to tell me that you are an alchemist. You may have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. You may be very Plutonian ruled. You are an alchemist, and I feel like you've been through a lot, pile number one, and you really, there's such a courageous energy here. I really do feel like you went on a path that may have isolated you. You went on a path that just was heavy, but it was to transmute this energy into light. And I feel like you've been on that path for a while, but with the Ace of Wands here, I feel like it was so that you could, I'm being taken to ancestral karma. It's like, I want to be successful. I want to have this sun energy. I want to be happy, you know? I don't want to have hate in my heart. I don't want my life story to be, I was sad and I was broken. I want people to think of me and go, wow, that person made it. That person was so happy. That's what I want for myself. And I know what I want, that I want that. But the only person who can bring that to me is me. And I know that I may have some of this baggage, or I know that I may have some of these hurts and pains that weren't my fault, but I know that I have them. Or maybe, you know, ancestry-wise, my ancestors went through a lot. My parents went through a lot. I know I'm carrying that. And I want to heal, not just for everybody involved behind me, but I want to heal for myself, because I deserve happiness, because I'm this Ace of Cups. I am somebody that has a lot of love to give. I am somebody that has a lot of potential. And I don't want this to hinder me anymore. And I see you guys really took that. You really looked within. And I feel like with this Devil card, you really chose to transmute that energy. And I feel like it could have even got chaotic at times with this Queen of Swords. I feel like there's a lot of people you had to put boundaries in with. There's a lot of people you had to stand up to. You had to really, you know, speak certain words out. You had to really speak your truth. Maybe in the past you never used to. And with this Queen of Swords, I see you like, not just standing up for yourself, but standing up for your inner child. Standing up for, you know, that inner child, that version of you, that childhood version of you that maybe saw a lot or went through a lot and didn't deserve it. I see a lot of like, I'm gonna right these wrongs. And with this Queen of Swords, it's almost being referenced to me like, have you ever watched Harry Potter? If you haven't, I'm being shown the Chamber of Secrets movie, when Harry goes down to the chamber, right, and there's a big snake. It's a basilisk, and it's basically wanting to kill him. And Harry's kind of like defenseless, he's kind of hopeless, and all of a sudden this sword shows up out of nowhere, which is like the sword of Gryffindor, and it shows to like people that were very courageous and very worthy of it. And because that sword showed itself to Harry, he was able to defeat this snake, right, this basilisk. And what I'm being told is that sword is your courage. That sword is, I'm almost seeing somebody praying or calling to the spirit guides like, help me, help me, help me, please help me. Like, I you know, I want to be happy. I want to, and I see your spirit guides coming to your aid. I see that energy, that courage within you, like even from like your higher selves. I see your spirit guides coming to your aid. And I really do feel with this Devil card, you really, you've righted a lot of wrongs. I don't even think righted is a word, but I'm going to say it. Like you've righted a lot of wrongs. You've really, changed your timeline. You looked at how things were and you said, not for me. And you changed that. And your spirit guides are saying, you may even sometimes look to your spirit guides and go, oh, thank you so much, spirit guides. Thank you. Like, but your spirit guides are saying, you're welcome. But they're also saying, you need to realize that that was you. You did that. You changed that. It was your courage that got you here. It was your pure heart that got you to where you're at and got you to where you're going. It was your heart that did that. Because I feel like it's been heavy for you, pile number one. And your spirit guides is coming to say that what we have here now is the sun. And like I always said, with this horse right here, it represents freedom. And we have this sun here. So by looking at your demons, because when we see the Devil card come out, it's like, oh, God, the Devil card. Here we go, it's the Devil card. And the Devil card doesn't have to have this negative connotation. Because we all have demons and we all have these pains and hurts. We all have addictions at times. But it's actually looking at them and dissecting them and understanding them, which is how we can transmute them. Some people want to run away from that. You chose not to. Because there's dark in this world and we have to accept that. And I feel like you're aware of that. And you looked at your own demons and you looked at your own fears and you said, well, I'm going to slay you and I'm going to transmute you. And that's what I feel that you've done. And that's why I was being shown, because this is a confirmation for me that I was being shown all of these funny colors and weird swirls and patterns and lines. It's because your energy now is shifting. You're no longer walking a path that was kind of factory settings of, you know, ancestors' pain. You're no longer having to do that because you went through what maybe they did and you changed it. You chose to go within and you changed that. And the encouraging message from your spirit guides is not only just a well done and a congratulations, but it's a very big hug, because with this sun card, pile number 1, I see a lot of abundance coming in for you, a lot of happiness coming in for you, you know, a lot of it. And I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to pull some more cards before I get the oracle cards, but you're approaching a new phase. And because you've learned the way of the alchemist, pile number 1, they're telling me you've learned the way of the alchemist. Because you've learned that, this new phase, the question next is, what do you want? You know what I mean? The question next is, well, you've got that wand in your hand. You've got that paintbrush in your hand. You've got that pen in your hand. What's next? That's up to you. And you're going to realize how much of an alchemist you are, even going further, for what you can now bring into your life. Because you did that. You know, some people don't even make it out of the devil phase. You did that, bounced back and made it into the sun phase. You know, some people might not even have the strength to do that. Nothing wrong with them, but it's heavy. And I don't even feel like I need to stress that to you, Palamon, because you already know. And the message here is, I'm being shown, who sang that? Aloe Black, King is Born. That's your song. I'll probably do a channeled song if I remember. If I haven't, comment down below. But that's the song. Aloe Black, King is Born. And I'm being told for you to give yourself a little pat on the back. I do that sometimes if I have done something right, or if I've done something and I know I did it. I say thank you to my spirit guides, but I also give myself a pat on the back, like, go on, Lex, you did that, you know? And it's coming through for you guys. Like, give yourself that pat on the back. Buy yourself something nice. Celebrate where you're at, you know? Because that's a victory, and it was a heavy time, and it's a very big victory. And sometimes with the energy of the universe, it's a yin yang energy. So sometimes when we reach our lowest lows, we can reach our highest highs. When we see people and they've been so financially struck, or, you know, had such low finances when they were growing up, they didn't have a lot of money, and then they turn it into millions. You know what I mean? Look at Eminem, for example. You know, he didn't have a lot of money, turned it into millions. Look at Nicki Minaj, you know, had no money growing up, turned it into something. And you know what that's the same with? It's the same with your healing. You know what I mean? You go through that pain and you alchemize it, you can turn it into abundance and happiness. And that's what I see you doing. So I want to pull 3 more cards to go below, so we can just see what else Spirit have to say, and then I'll pull your oracle cards. So pile number 1, please, Spirit Guides. Message of encouragement. What was I saying about being an alchemist? And look what we have. The Magician. Need I say more? that's what your spirit guides are saying. Need I say more? The Magician. You know, and with the Magician, he has the wands, he has the sword, he has the cups, he has the pentacles. He has everything that he needs to alchemize what he needs. And you're very, very, very good at working with energy, pile number 1. Very good. You're actually a master at it, I'm being told, because of past lives. That was, you know, that was ace. You've done that. You know what I mean? You've graduated, I'm being told. Spirit showed me like a medal being put on the neck. Like you're kind of like a master manifester. However, you may have thought in the past, I don't know if I am, because there was inner wounds holding you back, because we don't always manifest like what we desire. We manifest these wounds sometimes that we have within us without even realizing them, because we haven't acknowledged. So maybe in the past you thought, I don't think I'm good at manifesting, but you really are. And if you ever look into doing spell work, magic, very good. That's very much encouraged. I feel like you'd be very good at that. And you're going to see how good you are in this next phase. But I'm almost feeling like you're stepping into a time where you know exactly who you are. I'm being told that. Pile number 1, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 1. Oh my god, look at your cards, guys. Look at these major arcanas. We have the High Priestess. Wow. I'm going to pull one more. Look at these cards. Pile number 1, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 1, please, Spirit Guides. The Fool. Wow. Told you you're stepping into a new phase. We have the 7 of Swords at the back of the deck, which I'll talk about. But I told you were stepping into a new phase. I said that. I felt that. Very much so. So with the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Fool, there is also a message coming through from your spirit guides, like, you, sometimes when going through things, it's like you'll call to your spirit guides, you'll ask for help, but sometimes you forget that you can ask spirit to help you co-create. Your spirit guides are your guides. Now, say now you sign up to have a mentor or a therapist. Do you just sign up and have them follow you around and that's it? No, they guide you, right? They help you. You know what I mean? Your spirit guides are your guides to help guide you. They co-create with you. So when you wanted to bring a manifestation in, and when you wanted to do that, know that you can turn to your spirit guides to help you. You ask your spirit guides to help you, they get to work. And I feel like I'm already being told that sometimes, pile number 1, you've seen how spirit can help you. Like, you've called out to spirit, you've seen how they could help. I feel like you've done that. And spirit's saying, be more trusting to co-creating. Because when we co-create and we manifest, it's us and the universe. You know what I mean? So we're already opening up to spirit there. It's a co-creation. And that's something that spirit want to mention. And with the High Priestess, I'm being told that in this new phase, you may find certain spiritual gifts that were dormant coming through. So you could have always been connected to spirit. You could have always had certain gifts. Watch them become more refined, more stronger, or new gifts you didn't know that were within you. Watch them break. So you may currently, I'm being told, ringing in the ears. And one thing that my mentor, right, I had a psychic I'd go to, and one thing she used to tell me about the ringing in the ears, it's kind of like spirit tuning a radio. It's like, you know when you tune a radio and it's like, when you're trying to get that right channel, that's what the ringing in the ear is. It's spirit trying to get that right channel. Because when we channel and we hear these things, even when we hear voices, it's like, it's energy coming through, but spirit don't actually use their mouths like that. It's just energetically downloaded. So when we're hearing things clairaudiently, we've got to wait a minute for our frequency to match their frequency and for them to have that coming through. And what will happen then is we'll have these little noises in our ears going, or you can hear muffled noises like your head's underwater going boom, 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 boom. That can happen too. That's clairaudience. You may find that breaking. Something about music, if anyone's thinking of venturing into music, or maybe something in regards to spirituality and music, so like singing bowls, anything like that, there's a thumbs up. But I'm also being told, I'm being shown a third eye opening like a flower, and then lots and lots of visions coming through. So you may at night, or even when meditating, just have all these weird visions coming through of things like shapes and patterns that you've never seen before. And Spirit's saying it's okay, you might not understand it, in a human sense, but your higher self knows what's happening. Your energy knows what's happening, and you're kind of getting downloads. So I'm being told that as well. And if you're seeing spirit in the corner of your eye, you're seeing white lights in the corner of your eye, you're feeling things around you, mediumship ability, things like that are coming through as well. So there's gifts about a break for you guys. But with this Fool card, in regards to the future, I feel like pen's in your hand. And if you're wanting to bring in a certain job, a certain life that you want to lead, Spirit's saying to use the method of aligning with that life. And what I like to do, they're telling me to explain what I like to do. I'll, like, for example, I'll think of myself in 6 months in being the best case scenario, and I'll go about my day going, what would Lexi in that 6 months do? You know, if I want to be healthier in my body, I'll go, right, okay, well, what would Lexi in 6 months do? Well, she'd work out, or she'd do this. Or I want to reach a certain success, I'd be like, right, well, what would Lexi from 6 months do? She would be taking that course right now. She would be saving up her money right now. She'd be doing this or that. And I align with it, like it's already mine. So that's something coming through. Now, with this 7 of Swords, Nothing to worry about, but what I am being told is when you reach certain successes, when you heal, you have a glow to you. You shine out. Look at that. We got the sun here. You shine out. There will be people on this next timeline from your past that may try and get a look in, may try and sweet talk, may try and get a look in. And what I'm being told is, you know who you are now, and it's up to you to decipher who's right for you and who's wrong for you. But I'm being told that you already know that. You already know to trust yourself. So there's this message coming through to trust yourself, and who you would want to bring back into your life on new terms, or who you'd want to keep away. That's for you to discern. But I'm being told that you'll know just by intuition, because there may have been people trying to come back. And I'm being told that if you do bring people back into your life, in a new way, I'm being told to make sure that when they come back into your life, you assert those boundaries and you let them know, if you want access to this version of me, this is how it's going to go down. This is what, this is my needs that need to be met, or this is how it goes. And if I'm disrespected, I will step away. Make sure you're asserting yourself is the message, okay? That's a message coming through. So I'm going to put some oracle cards now. But I'm being told with the citrine crystal, the reason you chose the citrine crystal is because there's an empowerment in the solar plexus right now of you asserting yourself, of you being in your confidence, knowing who you are, stating your opinion, or stating who you are out there unapologetically. You know what I mean? That's what I'm being told. I feel like in the past you've had people try and you'd say something and then people would project, oh, well, you're this or you're that. And I'm being told to be in that energy, I call it on my Twitter, I said what I said. You know what I mean? If you're going to create projections, that's on you. But I said what I said. Pile number 1, please, Spirit Guides. Message from pile number 1, Spirit Guides. 2 cards just flipped over, funnily enough. We have psychic development. So what did I say about your gifts coming through? We have psychic development. I told you there's a gift that's going to break or get a lot stronger. We don't even have these in the view. Let me put that there. And that came out paired with new beginnings. The butterfly here. Look at that, new beginnings. And we had the Fool, and I was saying that from the beginning. I feel like you're in a new phase. That's why your energy was shifting. New version of you. I almost feel like some of you guys went through an ego death. And you maybe was skating through, a lot of the pains after that ego death. Oh, God, everything kind of fell to the floor. And now it's you're building yourself back up. And it's okay, who am I then? Let's get to know this new me. Who am I then? And you know what the beauty of deciding, who am I? You know what I mean? That beauty of being in that new phase and just you don't know what's to come. It can be scary to some, but I find it very beautiful. Wow, that pen's in my hand. I have no idea where I'm going to be in a year's time. This is so exciting. And I feel like that's where you're at. Such beauty in that. And we have, look at all the sun. We have the sun here. We have the sun on the card, the sun. We have the sun on the Fool card, and look what we have here. Masculine energy, fire energy, masculine energy. And what's that? The solar plexus, fire energy. I feel like you're on this new phase. You're going to be really learning, who am I? Where am I going next? What's my style? How do I communicate? What do I like? And really just asserting that out and being more confident in your own skin and who you are, And the back of the deck, we have omens. Look at the sun again. Look at all the sun showing up everywhere. But with omens, what I'm being told is that you may, again, I was being told full circle and stuff like that, but I find when we're shifting phases, spirit tends to be heavy on the symbolism. So you may be seeing a certain animal. It could even be a bird. You could be seeing a lot of birds, maybe hawks, owls, things like that. But it doesn't have to be that. There's a certain totem that a lot of you may be seeing, or a certain symbol over and over and over again. And that's a symbol from spirit. There's something spirit's been sending you. But pile number one, that is the message from your spirit guides. That is the message of encouragement from your spirit guides. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope this resonated for you. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening. And I was about to say, and Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas yet. I don't know why I was about to say that, but I guess it's never too early to say that. So Merry Christmas, guys. But yeah, I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And I will see you guys in my next video, hopefully. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what encouraging messages your spirit guides have for you right now. So you guys chose the Angelite crystal. I'm going to pop that in the corner for you guys while we get straight in. I'm really being shown the color pink, tapping into you guys' collective, and pink is the color of the higher heart chakra. So we'll take a look at what that means. But if you guys are not in a relationship, I do see new love on its way. If you guys are in a relationship, or even if you don't resonate with it being in a relationship, you don't feel like you're ready for a relationship, love doesn't have to be relationship, pal 2. Love can be new friendships coming in, an expansion of love in your life, you know? And I see that for you. I'm going to get into it. But that's a quick message that came through in regards to your higher heart chakra. You may have been purging a lot in regards to the higher heart chakra. There's an expansion. Yeah, let's get in. Pile number 2, the Angelite pile. Please, spirit guides, the Angelite pile. Pile number 2, what is messages of encouragement for pile number 2? Oh, wow, look what I was talking about. You may have been purging in regards to your heart. And we literally have the 3 of Swords. So that's that confirming that. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. The moon just flipped over, which I'm gonna pop down. I wasn't gonna use it, but I feel like it flipped over for a reason. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Messages of encouragement for pile number 2. 10 of Wands, 6 of Cups. Okay. And we have the Page of Swords at the back of the deck. Okay. Okay, pile number 2. This feels very specific, so like if it doesn't resonate, that's completely fine. You can just pick another pile. But what I'm being told is I'm being shown like the last 6 months. I don't know if there was a breakup over the last 6 months, or you moved away, away from someone, or you've just been dealing with a lot of inner turmoil in regards to the heart chakra in the last 6 months. Like I'm being shown somebody really working on their heart chakra, and even if you didn't make a choice to, I see that there's been things coming to the surface. So I feel like over the last 6 months, maybe you've been feeling pretty lonely. It doesn't have to be, or you could have just been like almost like a new layer of healing coming up in regards to your heart chakra. So people that hurt you, it was almost like you're looking back at them and really feeling those negative emotions that people don't really want to feel, but we kind of have to release. Maybe feeling anger. I'm hearing, how could you? Why would you do that? Disappointments coming up, crying. Why did this happen? In regards to your heart chakra. And I feel like you've really been feeling the weight of that, really purging. Like it's been like, I found in the collective, it's been like that, and it'll probably run into pile number 3 as well, because it was the same with pile number 1. There has been resolutes of energies and purging happen, and I see you guys doing that. And with the moon card, that's like what's hidden. I feel like they were kind of chains that were keeping you tied to the past in a way. Sometimes we can't move on because there's still pains, there's still hurts. Maybe subconsciously we want forgiveness from somebody, or we want to have an apology from somebody, and we don't think that we want that, but deep down there's a part of us there, and we buried it really deep. And with the moon card, I feel like it's been coming up to the surface. And with the 10 of Wands and 6 of Cups, there may have been somebody that you were thinking about a lot, and you may have been thinking, hang on a minute, this person keeps being in my energy. This person keeps thinking of me. I keep thinking of them. And it's like, I don't even want anything to do with them, but they keep showing up in my energy. You know what I mean? Or I'm watching a pick a card and I'm looking for new love because I want new love. And this person keeps coming through. Why? Why does this person keep coming through? I don't want this person to come through. And there's almost like this energy of like, look here, look here, look here. Like there's this energy of it cropping up a lot to kind of get your attention. And I'm being told it was because even if you didn't want said person back, or you didn't want said person back in your life, there was still, how can I explain this? There was still maybe hurt or hatred or anger towards that particular person. And when we're angry at someone, when we're holding that frustration, it doesn't affect them because they're no longer in our life. It affects us. We're holding on to that frustration. We're holding on to that anger. We're holding on to it. It's in our energetic makeup and it's still there. It's frustrated. You know? When I was going through situations with my family, there were times I couldn't bear to think of them. I didn't want to be around them. Cut everybody off. And I was listening to very angry music, a lot of Eminem. You know what I mean? I was like, I hate Christmas. I hate everything. I hate anything to do with a family. I don't even think I want a family. It was a lot of that. And that was okay. I had to feel that. But being in this energy now of being able to forgive doesn't mean they're back in my life or I'm close, but I was able to forgive. The contentment I feel within myself that I no longer have that. I can finally enjoy Christmas again. I love Christmas now. But being in that energy of forgiving, it takes that weight off you and then you're able to move forward, you know? No longer having to feel like, how could you, how dare you, being able to put it to bed. Even if you don't want that person back. It's not for them. It never was for them. It was for you. And I feel like you've been learning that. There's a message of encouragement coming through from your spirit guides. You've been learning that. Forgiving them doesn't mean they're allowed to do it or it was okay and that you tolerate it. Because there's a kind of weird energy on forgiveness. Like it's time to open our arms and hug them again. No. But it's to be able to move on and not hold that hate or anger in our heart. And I feel like that's something you've been working with. And I feel like it's been frustrating you, pal, too. I don't want this person in my energy. I don't want to think of them. But that's why it was getting your attention. Now, for those of you that did know that you were dealing with like inner wounds, maybe you didn't want them back, but you were still upset. Maybe some of you guys were wanting or expecting maybe an apology from them, waiting for them to say, I'm sorry, waiting for them to validate you, you know? For a long time, and it's happened to me, we can move on, we can be done with a person, but then we think, well, I hope that they see me winning, and I hope they come back and apologize, and I can't wait for them to come back in the future so I can decline them. But what we're still doing then is we're still wanting their validation. We're still wanting them to see that we're worthy by being able to do that, you know? And it's hidden under, I'm over it, I just want to win. But that can sometimes be below. And if that's not for you, that's fine. It could be the other situation where you were just learning to forgive. But fall in line with what resonates for you, because I'm being told it's a mixed bag. But that's something that you've been resolute in so that you can finally let this situation go. And I feel like you had trouble with it. Because you're somebody, like, when you love, oh my God, you love. You have such a beautiful heart. When someone's in your life, it's like, you're in my life. Like, you're my... You know, you're in my tribe, like, I will give to you. So when somebody hurts you, oh, it stings. It really stings, because it's like, I wouldn't do you like that. And because of that beautiful heart that you have, it's like, you could have been with me. You could have been on this road with me. You could have been on this path with me. It's hard for you guys to let go sometimes. You may have a lot of fixed energy in your chart, so Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. But I'm being told that you understanding that and you learning to be able to forgive, you're in this Page of Swords energy where that smog kind of clears and you're able to move forward. I'm going to pull some more cards in a second. And sometimes people think to forgive, oh, I have to do this, or if I have to do that. No. What I've learned personally, all I had to do was feel those emotions and allow them to come out. And once I'd cried enough, I felt angry enough, I'd listened to enough Eminem and been angry, it wasn't there anymore. It just was not there anymore. And I was able to forgive. Some people I was able to bring back into my life on new terms with heavier boundaries. Some people it was like, okay, the connection's in the bin. You know, it's done. But either way, it makes you feel lighter. And I feel like that's a process that you've been learning and getting to grips with. Forgiving somebody doesn't mean that you're allowing that to happen. I feel like you really ride for yourself. You've learned to ride for yourself. And I love that. I absolutely love that. But you also deserve to know peace. You deserve to know contentment and happiness. And you will get that. And there's nothing necessarily that you need to do, but if you still feel upset, you still allow yourself to feel them. You're not going backwards. Allow yourself to feel them. Because I do see a new love ready to come in when you decide that lesson, that pathway, that situation is over. And by that, I mean, it's like, I forgive, I move on. That's when you're able to allow that new love to come in. And I feel like you're near it, because with the pink coming through, I mean, that's the higher heart chakra. Like, I feel like you're near it. You may even be hitting a resolute at the moment where you're really feeling those emotions, and you're probably thinking, Lexi, I could never forgive that person. And it's okay if you're not ready to. That's okay if you're not ready to. Doesn't mean you're like wrong or going backwards or anything like that. That's okay. Pile. Doesn't mean you like the person, I'm being told to say. It doesn't mean that you, think they're a great person. All of that. It doesn't mean that. It's for you. It's not for them. That's what I'm being told to say from somebody's spirit guide. There's a female energy coming through with blondie hair. Like very fair hair. Or just like a lighter coloured hair coming through. Page of Wands. Not Page of Wands. Two of Wands. Pile. Oh my god. Too many cards just fell down. Let me pop them all back in. Pile number two. Pile number two. Queen of Wands. Ooh, look at these wands. Fire energy. You're a very passionate person, pile number two. That big heart had to come from somewhere. There's a lot of passion. You may have a lot of Aries, Sagittarius, Leo in your chart. Heavy on the Leo, I feel. We have the Star. I just heard a rebirth is assured in regards to your heart chakra. Temperance at the back of the deck. If you are still feeling these feelings of anger, frustration, how could you? Why me? Please allow yourself to feel them. Give yourself grace for them. Right now is a time to take care of you and really nurture and love you. You know what I mean? Be the best boyfriend and girlfriend to you. Nurture yourself. Give to yourself and pour into you. That's what I'm being told. And with this Two of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Star, I feel like the more you're building yourself up, that I just keep being shown like there's shifting onto a timeline then where you're able to receive that. Because sometimes when we still have, I'm being told to say this, sometimes when we still have hate or hurt or anything like that in our heart, it reminds me in a way of like a feral cat, right? You know, when cats are kind of like born on the streets and it's like they're not really shown a lot of love from humans and stuff like that. So what they do is they push everything away. Have you ever had a feral cat? Every cat that I've owned was like feral in the beginning. So it's like they don't want anything to do with you. They will run away. I have a stray currently that comes to my garden. Every time I try and go see him, he runs away from me because it's like they have that mentality of like, go away, you know, to love is to be hurt. People are just going to hurt me and I don't trust it's all of that. And what do you do then? Like when I've had my cats, what have I done with a feral cat? I'm patiently just love them and I nurture them and I do that. You know what I mean? And then they become all cuddly and lovely. You know what I mean? Because they trust. They've been given that love. They've been shown that love. And there's a message coming through to not box off other people because you're scared of like past situations. You deserve that love. And when you forgive or you accept, you're then able to open up to new energy. You know what I mean? Which I see coming in with this Queen of Wands. Because the situation that I feel like would have hurt you, it never would have filled your cup up fully, pile number two. And with the Six of Cups, it's almost making me feel like it was almost a mirror of a childhood wound that could take you to like father mother situation. It could even be a parent we're talking about here that you need, you know, you're feeling like you need to forgive, or you're wanting to forgive, or there's pain here. I know how, you know, triggering that can be. And I'm with you here, pal, too. But there's something about crying over something that's lost, but you lost it because there was a greater gain. And with this star energy here and you pouring into yourself, you have such a big loving heart. You deserved a big loving heart back. I seen a post on Twitter the other day, and it said the nurturer needs to be in a relationship with another nurturer, or they are just going to get drained. And look at you with this temperance card. I feel like you have so much love to give, but giving it to people that aren't nurturing you back, it was causing this conflict. It was causing that. So what you're losing it for a better gain. This person, it was like they're out of your life for a better gain, you know, for a better gain. And I feel like you're aware of that. I don't even feel like I really need to emphasize that, because I feel like you're aware of it. Spirit's wanting you to hold on to that energy of love. I feel like there's a purification somewhere here about love. And it's what's bringing in somebody new. Remember I was saying about new love? And remember, if you are already in a relationship, this could be a new dynamic with a parent. Or you could find, it could even be like about a friendship. New friends coming in. Now that you're establishing that, I feel like you've been learning boundaries. You've been learning the give and take energy. You know? You've been learning that. You've been learning your worth. Which is why these feelings of frustration will come up. Because, you know, when you, and I had this happen to me, when you start to learn to love yourself and you do this inner work and you decide that and you realize, like, you know, who you are, and you realize how much love you have to give, you almost look back at the people that just took from you, and there's an anger, really. It's like the audacity that you did that to me. And you're allowed to feel that. You have to feel it. You know what I mean? Because you have every right to feel it. How dare you do that? But then there comes a time where it's like holding onto that rope. It's doing more damage than good. It's hurting your hand, and you gotta let it go. You've got to just, you know, allow that to fall. And if you're still in that energy of purging, I'm not saying don't purge. Allow these feelings to come up. But that's what's happening. If you're thinking, why am I thinking of this person? Why do I keep thinking of this person and being angry? Why do I keep hurting? It's because you're purging that last ounce of oof, so that you can bring in this new. Because one day that feeling's just not going to be there anymore. It's not. I'm hearing resentment by Beyonce. It's just not going to be there anymore. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Message from pile number 2. Wow, we have divine timing. We have divine timing here. And look at these 2 little lovebirds at the top. There's a connection coming in, and it's coming in when you're ready to leave this situation behind. When you choose to be open to love. There's almost an energy of like a feral cat coming through. Like, I don't want anybody. I don't need anybody. I don't listen to Lil Nas X, but there was a clip of a song that he put out, and it was about his family that he doesn't talk to, and it's called Dead Right Now. And it's something like, I'll treat you like you're dead right now. And I was thinking, wow, I was in that situation. I don't resonate with the song anymore, but I would have had I heard it like maybe 6 months ago or a year ago, because that was how I felt. It was like, I'm gonna walk this road on my own, and I don't need anybody, and this is it. Like, everybody's dead to me. Like, I how dare you do these things, you know? And then with divine timing, I just didn't have that hatred anymore. I didn't have that anger anymore. And with this divine timing, it's like, allow it to come up. There's newness coming in with these 2 birds up there. It's reminding me of love, but apply it to whatever. It could be friendships. Oh, we had 2 cards come up together. So we have grounding. We have grounding. And we have duality. Look at the 2 birds on here. There's 2 birds on this one too. Duality. There's a connection that I feel, and it doesn't feel like a relationship. It could even be like a family member or a friendship. That in this like new phase then in regards to you having that kind of like hearty expansion that you're going to bring back to your life. Pile number 2, and I feel like you're going to bring them back to your life, like I was saying with pile number 1, with new boundaries, this new version of you. you know? With a grounding card, I'm being told to take care of you right now. Let yourself feel these emotions. Make sure you're grounding, you know. There's a healing. There's something about connections with others, and I feel like you've had to learn betrayal in this lifetime, pal number 2. I feel like you've had to learn to not give, because then people will take. You've had to learn balance. You've had to learn to put that energy into you with this Temperance card, you know. The back of the... Oh my god, guys. The back of the deck, we have forgiveness. What was I talking about this whole reading? Spirit literally outstand me, to be honest with you. But we literally have forgiveness at the back of the deck. I can't even be amazed at this point. I'm just like, wow. But like, that's what I'm being told. You're entering a phase to feel more full within you. And you know what it is about forgiveness as well? Forgiving yourself. Because sometimes we're like, well, I've forgiven that person, or I've forgiven that person, or where do I go next? It's about sometimes forgiving ourselves. That's what I'm being told, that card being at the back of the deck. Forgiving yourself for maybe giving too much at times. Forgiving yourself for not having discernment before. You didn't know any better. Maybe you weren't taught that. A lot of us aren't taught that. I wasn't taught it. Got me into a lot of situations where I was hurt. But we forgive our inner child. We forgive ourselves, you know? Or maybe when we may have messed up connections, we forgive ourselves because it was like, I didn't know any better. And my shadow self was just trying to protect me. But now I know better, so I can do better, you know? And that's the message for you guys. Because at the end of the day, no matter how long it rains, the sun still comes out. And it's coming out for you. When I see like new love up ahead, and I'm seeing this beautiful pink energy here, and it's such a soothing energy, the pinky energy, self-love, self-soothing. Keep pouring into you. Allow yourself to feel these emotions, because this sun is about to come out for you, pile number 2. Look at that. We have the sun down here, but the moon up top. And what happens when the night is over, the sun comes back out? And that's what's going to happen for you guys. I'm really being shown that there's a new connection pending, ready to come in. When you're ready to align with it. When you're ready to be more trusting. When you're ready to open up to compassion and love again, it's there. So while you're feeling if you don't feel like you're ready, that's completely fine. Allow yourself to feel these emotions. And when you feel ready, when you've forgiven yourself or whoever, you know, you need to break away from or move on from, that connection's going to come in for you. It's for you, you know, pal 2. Wow, okay, so that's what I have for you, pal number 2. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I really hope that this resonated for you. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal number 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what messages your spirit guides have for you. What words of encouragement do your spirit guides have for you right now? So you guys chose the Snowflake Obsidian, and I'm gonna pop that straight up here, and we gotta get straight in. So spirit guides, can you please tap me in to the collective of pile number 3? Okay, I'm really being shown the color orange. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the color orange a lot lately, or you've just been really drawn to the color orange, or maybe just like eating more orange foods. There's something about orange here. We'll get into it. I'm also being referenced I'm being told sunstone, which is funny because it does. The sunstone connects us to our sacral chakra and our solar plexus, and sunstone is very strongly coming through. Pal 3, have you been going through it lately? I'm almost being told a little bit of despair, or just feeling like there's this feeling of like, oh, where am I going, or like, when is this gonna end, type of thing. Like purging, or just feeling low, or feeling like you don't know what's next. There's just this feeling of like fog being everywhere, and you're just kind of like, what now? I'm hearing the Rihanna song, what now? We'll get into it, but they're really referencing the reason you're feeling this way is something to do with your sacral chakra and your solar plexus. I feel like there may be currently a clean out in your sacral chakra. When we think of the sacral chakra, it connects us to our emotions, and I feel like it's been heavy emotionally for you. And before I get into the cards, I want to show you a symbolism that I always remember when I feel this way. It's a symbol that Spirit showed me up way back, like when I was like 16. You know, with a bow and arrow, I saw this post about it once, and that's what Spirit always showed me whenever I feel that way. But it's like a bow and arrow, and to pull it and for it to shoot forward, we have to pull it back first to be kind of like shot forward into the new. That's what I want to share with you, pal number 3. Sometimes when we feel a little bit low and stagnant, it's right before there's a breakthrough and right before there's this newness. And that's what I'm being shown for you guys, pile number 3. Pile number 3. I'm going to get straight in with the cards here. Pile number 3. If you can as well, surround yourself with a gentle colour of like purple. Or before you go to bed, because there's something about nighttime as well, if you're feeling very low or sad at night. Or maybe you're up at night a lot. There's something about you maybe being up at night a lot. And that's when your mind goes. And I'm being shown, when you feel that way, imagine yourself wrapped in this blanket of purple. Or get yourself something, maybe like some crystals in regards to like that colour. So like an angelite or amethyst or something like that. Ametrine. Or imagine yourself in this kind of like hue of purple. Very gentle colours like that. I'm being told that that will soothe you when you feel that way. I'm almost feeling a bit of anxiety, pile number 3. That some of you guys may have been feeling. Pile number 3, words of encouragement from pile number 3. Pile number 3, please, Spirit Guides. A message from pile number 3's Spirit Guides. So we have the 3 of Cups. Okay. Pile number 3, we have the High Priestess. Pile number 3. Okay. We have the 2 of Wands, and the other card just dropped. Let me go grab that. Okay, we have the World. And the back of the deck for you guys, pile number 3, we have the 8 of Swords. Alright, there's definitely a feeling of being stuck here. There's definitely a feeling of that. Now, getting straight into the reading, what's really struck out to me here is the 3 of Cups coming in reversed. There's something about you guys feeling very lonely, feeling very much, I feel like you may have been on a solo journey for some time. And with this High Priestess as well, I have to, wow, okay. I knew it was going to fall into this reading as well because it's happening in the collective. You've been walking the road alone for some time, and you want to know why, pile number 3? It's definitely probably down to shadow work for this type of shift to be coming in. But what I'm being told is, when I say karmic, I hope you don't take that in a negative way, because I almost feel in ways the collective have kind of butchered the word of karmic. We think of it as negative. Nothing negative doesn't have to be, placed on karmic, right? We, throughout our life, whenever we incarnate on Earth, we go through karmic cycles. And they can last for a couple of years. They don't have to, but they can. And when we decide to elevate, we decide to move on, we decide to, we go through an ascension, we decide we want better for ourselves and align ourselves with a better reality. We go through a breakdown of one karmic phase to move into another. We're always in karmic phases though, right? And what's been happening is you've been removing yourself from a particular cycle, a particular timeline, a particular pathway, so that you can move into a new phase that better suits you and your higher self with more abundance and more newness. Now, when that happens, not a lot of things survive that. And by that I mean jobs very rarely survive that. Relationships very rarely survive that. Friendships very rarely survive that. And mindsets usually never survive that, because we are shifting. We're shifting our paradigm. And that's what you've been doing, pile number 3. And what I see with the High Priestess is this feels spiritual, almost feels like a spiritual awakening. Now, even when somebody's supposed to be in our life in the next phase, what tends to happen in these shifts is we go into a cocoon like a butterfly. We go into an egg. We go into what I think of like a pod, right? When we do that, our friends, even if they're supposed to be in our life, we tend to isolate from them. We tend to not want to be around them, because even though that friend may still need to be in our life, or that relationship may still need to be in our life, the connection that's there, it has to die to be reborn in a new way, because the connection that that person has to you is not going to be the same one that they're going to have to you when you come out of that pod, when you come out of that cocoon. Because you're going to be a new version. You're going to be updated. You know what I mean? You know when you have like an app on a phone and you try to use that app and they say, oh, this app isn't compatible with this download, this iOS, whatever. Update so that you can be compatible. So what happens then is you're going through this shifting and these people have to stay at bay for the time being. It's kind of a lonely road when we're going through a spiritual awakening. Sometimes we're in ascension or we're shifting timelines. It's a lonely road. And if you guys have been doing shadow work, which I do feel that you would have, because with any ascension there tends to be things that crop up. Probably wasn't the easiest time, and you've been dealing with some maybe negative emotions, sad emotions. You've been dealing with them. But what do we have here with the Two of Wands in the world? This cycle, pile number 3, is coming to completion. And I'm being told in number 3. So I don't know, it's going to be a 3-month period where you're slowly coming out of the cocoon, or 3 months time. But don't take time as linear, because it can come sooner, it can come later. Don't think, oh, I'm going to be like this for another 3 years. Time isn't linear, you know? Time is not linear. When we want something to come into our life, we align with it. It can come in a lot sooner. That's why I don't really like to talk too much timelines. But there's something about the number 3 as being significant. And take that as it resonates. But this period of you walking alone. Oh, what's that song? I walk a lonely road. Oh. You know the song, I walk a lonely road. Na, 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 na. I don't know the rest of the words. That song's coming through, like, in regards to how you've been lately on this journey, on this voyage. And right now you're feeling stuck because there's still shifting taking place. There's new pathways, new people, new timelines ready to present themselves to you. And I almost feel like you're ahead of the game in regards to your healing. Like, oh, the crushing of that relationship and all of that, it's over. I don't even feel that way. I just feel stuck now. You know what I mean? I'm no longer angry at that person. And I forgive that person. And I no longer feel that way anymore. So why am I still not feeling right? Surely after all this inner work, what I've read is we feel good after it. Where's that? That's how you're feeling. And I'm being told that right now you're still in that pod where these pathways are opening up. Spirit's clearing the weeds. These pathways are opening up. And I'm going to pull more cards to kind of build up on that. But there's a completion happening. And this new phase that you're stepping into, it's not going to be on your own. I feel like you've been feeling a little lonely. But you're about to have companionship. You're about to be busy. I just hear that. You're about to be busy in this new phase. I want to get into it. Pile 3, messages of encouragement for pile number 3. This was necessary for you to... Every single person that goes through an ascension goes through this. It's necessary. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes when you want to have like a new download on your phone and it says, not enough storage. You need to delete some apps first. That's what you've been doing. That's what you've been doing. And what may even be happening, even if you're not feeling like connected to your heart, because this sometimes happens when you're not feeling connected to your heart, or you're not feeling not connected to spirit, or you're not feeling connected. It's because that area of your life, that chakra that controls that, is having a reboot. It's having a reboot. It's being turned off to being turned on. And when you're going through that reboot and that rewiring, sometimes you feel numb. You know, you feel really numb. It happened to me last January. I did a lot of purging in the winter season. January comes and I was waiting to feel good. And the whole month of January, I felt like I'd lost my light. I thought, oh my God, my heart's gone. I've given so much of myself, my heart's gone. It came back, but I was going through a reboot in regards to my heart chakra. And whatever it is, whether you're just feeling disconnected, whatever, there's a reboot going on for you guys. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, please, Spirit Guide. Some of you guys are feeling disconnected from Spirit. It's a reboot. And you'll find when it comes back, which it will, certain spiritual gifts are going to come through. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Messages from pile number 3. Oh, the card just dropped on the floor. 2 seconds. We have the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles. Pile number 3, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 3. Messages from pile number 3, Spirit Guides. Messages of encouragement from pile number 3. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Pile number 3, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 3. Messages of encouragement. Wow. The Justice card. And we have the Emperor at the back of the deck. Now, with the Emperor at the back of the deck, I feel you guys may feel a little bit, what's the point? I don't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel low. I feel like all of that. What I'm being told here with this 5 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and then Justice here, it's that yin-yang energy. And I referenced this, I think it was for pile 1, I think it was. When we go through pain, or we go through loneliness, or we go through whatever the case, the universe, it's a balanced energy. It's a yin-yang energy, right? There's spectrums. And when you see people like celebrities, they grow up with no money, really like a drought of money. They never had any money. They, were always without. And then they make millions. When people feel really, really sad and they're purging, they bounce back and are able to feel abundance and feel happiness. And to feel happiness and peace, we really have to face our demons and go through that inner work and feel those emotions. And it's that energy of spectrum. To feel hate, we then also have to feel forgiveness. You know what I mean? 2 ends of the spectrum, but you can hate and then forgive. You can dislike and then like. And there's polar opposites. And I'm being told that you going through this ascension, you going through all of that, it's about to be paid back tenfold. Because through it, I was reading on Twitter someone talking about the word sacrifice, right? And people have put such a negative connotation on sacrifice, but it doesn't have to be. You sacrifice an old job for a new job. You sacrifice an ex connection for a new connection. You know what I mean? You sacrifice money to get something. You sacrifice. It doesn't always have to be a bad word. And I feel like you've really been isolating. You've been on that long journey. You've sacrificed company to be able to reach peace of mind. And now that you've done that and you're about to reach that point, I feel you're reaching that point, to be honest with you. I see a lot of new connections coming in. I see a lot of abundance. I see peace of mind. I see happiness. I see that all coming in. Because it's all about balance. You don't stay in the 5 of Pentacles forever. It doesn't stay night forever. The flower doesn't stay a bud forever, The same way that leaves don't stay on the tree forever, They fall away, but they're always going to grow back. The sun goes down, nighttime comes, but the sun's always going to come back up. And that's an encouraging message for your spirit. Where you are doesn't have to be end game, and quite frankly, it's not. And I'm being told for you to nurture and give to yourself right now. Give yourself grace right now. I'm being told by someone's spirit guide you may be a bit of a perfectionist. If you need to call in sick for a day, or if you need to take time out, or you need to be on your own, allow that. Allow yourself to admit to loneliness, or allow yourself to feel that, so that you can feel it and move on to a new phase, move on to new emotions. But to feel something and to purge something out, we have to feel it to get rid of it. And I feel like you already know that I've mastered that, but right now you're in a lull. Why this rewiring is going on. And there's a message from Spirit. This 10 of Pentacles coming because balance. You've been through that. You weren't going to stay like that. Balance. That's what's coming in. I'm going to post some oracle cards for you guys now. I'm hearing, I feel like your channeled song is After the Storm. Look how these 3 cards just popped out. So we have anger as the first card that's come out. And if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling these emotions, that's completely fine. You're allowed to feel them. Allow yourself to feel them. Allow them to purge out. The next card we have is Truth. And the final card we have, beautifully, is Joy. Look at that. You've been feeling these feelings. Maybe you've been really dealing with anger and understanding, you know, when people have hurt you, and really understanding that within your brain. Why did that hurt me? Why did I go through that? Really looking at it to heal. So there's anger here, frustration here. You know, with the Truth card, you're looking at truths. I was saying to pal number 2, when you're on that self-love journey, when you're on that, and you start to really ride for yourself, and you see how people treated you, you're like, oh, how dare you do that to me? And I feel like you've been dealing with these not so pleasant emotions very beautifully. But because of that, you're in this energy and in this lull now. And Spirit is saying, this too shall pass. Keep doing for you. Keep giving to you. Be graceful. Be gentle. I'm being told to give yourself self-care days. Turn that phone off. Watch some TV. Manicures, pedicures, facials. I'm being shown somebody playing like soccer, like football and things. Whatever it is, think of things that you know excite your spirit. And even if you're thinking, because I know what it's like going through an ascension, what on earth excites me anymore? What used to excite me doesn't anymore. Think of things that you can imagine lifting you up. Or even try some things out. Some things may not be for you, but just try some hats on. Try little things. While you're in this lull state, while you're feeling this way, that's going to bring sweetness to your life, which is going to bring happiness to your life. Because the back of the deck here, guys, what I'm looking at is unlimited possibilities. And we have all these butterflies flying around. They look like butterflies anyway, even if they're not. That's what I'm being shown. And look at the flower symbolism here, like, after the storm is when the flowers bloom. That's what I'm hearing. Unlimited possibilities. Keep nurturing yourself right now. I know you're probably going through it. Keep nurturing yourself. Keep doing things that make you feel good. Keep giving to yourself. The sun is about to come out. Okay? And there's a lot of abundance. With this 10 of Pentacles, there's a lot of abundance. Look at the Joy card. We literally have joy here. It wasn't in vain. I hope that's given you guys some peace of mind if you've been feeling that way. That work you've done, it's been noted and it wasn't in vain. Okay? And your spirit guides are sending you a very big hug. Very big hug. And they're around you. And if you need help, you know, if you're needing comfort, if you're needing help to sleep, if you're needing, you know, I used to go through that. I couldn't sleep. I would call my spirit guides to help me sleep because I would have a hard time sleeping when I was in a stage like this. And that's what I'm being told. Call on your spirit guides when you need a boost of energy that day or a boost of encouragement that day. I'm also being told for you guys to maybe listen to some motivational speeches. You literally just type in, and you can type in the topic. I used to type in motivational speeches for healing, and they'd come up, or spiritual motivational speeches, but you can type it in for whatever, empowerment, whatever the case, happiness, depression. You can literally type it in and watch them. But this too shall pass is the message of encouragement from your spirit guides. You're on the right track. Some of you guys have been worrying. You're on the right track. Okay? So that's what I have for you guys, pal number 3. I really hope that you enjoyed. I hope this resonated. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.